Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a fabulous Monday. Today I'm coming at you with our weekly Minks Monday Q&A. Before we get started, let me share the bag that I'm currently rocking, and that is the classic Speedy 30 from Louis Vuitton in the Damier Ebene canvas. Alright, so grab your coffee, grab your tea, let's start your workout, let's go to work. Whatever it is that you do, come join me because we have some awesome topics to cover today. Starting with the first question from Alina Sayani, hopefully I said that correctly. I had a question regarding the Louis Vuitton leather press studs on the 6 key holder. I've heard that you can protect it from getting dirty and worn by putting a layer of clear varnish or polish. What are your thoughts and opinions on it? Have you ever had any issues with such pieces? How can I stop it from happening? I'm afraid to use my key holder as I don't want it to get worn quickly, as mine is in the rose ballerine color and I fear it will be fairly quicker with that. Great question. I have answered this in a previous Minks Monday, but the reason why I wanted to incorporate it is because I do get quite a few questions on Instagram. I get quite a few direct messages as far as how to protect pieces with the leather, with the leather snap button closures or even hardware, because there are quite a few people that are putting polish on their pieces. And I do want to show a few examples. Here I have my Josephine wallet, and this does have the leather snap button closure. And as you can see, it does have a little bit of wear, but for as long as I've had it and for as much as I have used it, I feel that it looks pretty good. And I also wanted to showcase the 6 key holder from Louis Vuitton that I've had for a billion years. And this has the hardware, the regular gold hardware. And as you can see, it is very, very tarnished. It is very dull, and I do need to get it replaced. Now, the reason, as I said before, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because, yes, there are quite a few people that are putting polish on their pieces to try to make them last a lot longer and to anyone can do whatever they want to do with their pieces, to each their own. But the only thing that I would say, just as a form of advice, would be to refrain from doing it, because let's say that you end up putting the varnish on top of the leather or on top of the hardware, either one. It doesn't have to be a small leather good. It could be a handbag. But if you end up putting the varnish on top, and let's say, in a few months' time or in a year's time, you decide that you want to get it replaced because there's a type of wear on it. From what I have been told from Louis Vuitton sales associates, remember, I don't work for the company, but they have said that they will actually end up refusing to repair the item because you have altered the item. So even if you end up putting that varnish on top, or even if it starts to wear off and there's a little bit of residue, they have said that they will end up just refusing it because you have altered the original piece. Of course, that doesn't mean that might always be the case. There might be some awesome sales associates that will be more than happy to take care of it, even if it does have the varnish. But for the most part, that is what they have said. So I would strongly advise against it. Again, to each their own. If it makes you feel better, who am I to tell you what to do with your pieces? But personally, I wouldn't do it. And like I said, I've had this for a few years now. Now the 6 key holder, because of how I feel, how I use it, it will show wear a lot quicker if you do have the leather press stud, but I would just end up enjoying it. And like I said in previous videos, when it comes to the 6 key holder, this is one item that I never wanted to baby because I knew how I was going to use it. It has fallen numerous times on asphalt, on concrete, on gravel, you name it, and I just don't want to baby it, and I have been able to enjoy it thoroughly. So if anything, I would just say I wouldn't put anything on there, enjoy it for what it is, and then if let's say that you want to get it replaced or repaired in a while, you could do that. But it's whatever makes your heart sing. Again, if it makes you feel better putting that varnish, then you can by all means do it. But I just worry about, in the long run, if you decide to get it, repaired, I wouldn't want to say, oh, they're going to do it no matter what if it has the varnish or not. So it's just a word to the wise. Again, I'm not trying to tell anyone what they should or shouldn't do, to each their own. But I just thought I would share the information that I've been told over the years. So hopefully that was able to help. But I would just say enjoy your beautiful piece. And the rose ballerine is gorgeous. So I can definitely understand your hesitation, but I would just enjoy the piece and not think twice about it. So hopefully, again, that was able to help. All right, next question from Morgan Sinman. Hopefully I said that correctly. I am undecided on whether to get the Speedy, the 30, or the 25 in Damier Ben. I had been debating on these two as I do want a smaller bag, yet I don't want to be worried about fitting larger objects in my 25 as many people have raised the concern that the opening is very small, especially that I have the Clemence wallet. Okay, so I'm not sure if you were looking for the classic or the bandolier, but regardless, I do have the 30, as I said, that's what I'm using today, and this is the classic Damier Ben. And then I also thought I'd bring out the 25 just to give you a little bit of an example. And again, I will be using my Josephine because the Josephine is 7.5 inches in length. The Clemence wallet is 7.7 inches. So it's going to be a little bit bigger, and the Josephine is a little bit taller. So again, I thought I would use this as an example. So as you can see here, I have the Speedy 30, and this one fits in here no problem. I don't have to put it on its side. I'm able to just open up the zipper, and I'm able to just pop it in, whether it's like this, what have you. It doesn't matter. It'll fit in there without a problem. When it comes to the 25, again, the Clemence is a little bit longer, and because of the size, as you can see, it'll be a little bit tighter. And I feel with the Clemence wallet, you might end up having to put it on its side in order to fit it in. Now, I will have to say that even though I haven't done a full-on review on this, from when I first got it, the first impression that I did to now, I can definitely say that the opening has relaxed quite a bit from when I first got it, because when I first had it, it felt like it was stiff. It felt like it was rubbing up against my items when I would put it inside. But it has definitely relaxed, but nowhere near as much as the 30. So again, I thought I would mention that. So when it comes to the Clemence wallet, you are probably most likely going to have to put it on its side in order to fit it in. Unless you guys have the Clemence wallet, let us know in the comment section down below. Like I said, it is a little bit longer than the Josephine, but as you can see, it is already going to be fairly tight with these two, and this is a little bit smaller. So, you know, I feel that if you're okay with putting your items in at an angle, then the 25 is real. I mean, it's a great option. It still fits a considerable amount of items, but if it's like a no-brainer, you don't want to have to think twice about the type of items that you're going to be fitting inside, then I would strongly suggest the 30. Because like I said before, you don't have to think twice about it. You're able to fit everything inside, and you don't have to worry about the items rubbing up against the zipper or anything like that. But both are great choices, but hopefully that example was able to give you a little bit of help as far as deciding which one you want to go for. But either one, they are great choices. All right, next question comes from CJ Twin Mom and Sophie Steak. They had similar ones. Does the new black epi with hot pink line make your heart sing? I immediately thought of you when I saw it. Great question. For those of you that don't know, Louis Vuitton recently launched a new combination for their epi. There's a couple epi bags. I believe there's the Neverfull in epi and the Alma BB, and I think there's one more. There might be a few more, so don't quote me on it. But it is the black epi with this hot pink interior, and it has pink varnish. It is absolutely gorgeous. I have a picture of the Alma BB that I will insert right now. Now that Alma BB retails for $15.90 here in the States. The Neverfull, I believe, retails for $20.50. Don't quote me on it. And I can't remember the other one. I think there's another one. Maybe I'm going crazy. I don't know. And two of my very good friends, Leo Lyon LV and Wendy S. The Loving 50, both got the Alma BB, and it is so, so incredibly cute. But I really love this line. I think it's very edgy. I think it's very chic. I love the fact that they partnered this intensely hot pink with the black. I think it works, and they added the silver hardware. So altogether, I think it's a great combination. Personally, for me and my taste, I would have preferred the varnish on the bags not to be pink. I would have preferred it to be black, and just the interior be the hot pink. But again, I feel that the varnish adds that edginess that I think a lot of people will appreciate, and a lot of people are looking for. The Neverfull, I think that oh my goodness, the Neverfull was absolutely gorgeous. I don't know why I didn't snap a picture of it, but because it's already an open tote, you can see more of the hot pink, whereas the Alma BB, you have to open it up. But regardless, even though the collection is just because of a small detail, it's not for me, I definitely appreciate it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I just think that, I don't know, it's a great combination. I can't say enough about it. So I'm a fan, just unfortunately not for me. But great question. All right, next question from It's Neverfull. I have just purchased the Favor MM in Demi-Azur and I totally love it, but the strap it comes with is painful as it's Vachetta with only one clasp, which is so unnecessary. I have been using my Demi-Ben Eva strap and a long chain I purchased from eBay. What are your thoughts on alternative straps and mixing a bean straps with Azur or monogram bags? Wonderful question. And as far as mixing a bean with Azur or monogram, I am 100% all for it. I love it. And it doesn't necessarily apply to just Louis Vuitton. I think that mixing and matching fashion houses, I think works. And I feel that it adds a lot more personality to the handbag. I feel that you're able to personalize it a lot more. And let's say that you're not a fan of the strap that comes with the bag, like you said, with the Favorite. And I agree. I really wish that it would have had two clasps versus one that's Vachetta with, you know, with a little knot and then the other one that's open. It would have made it a lot easier, a lot more convenient to take it off if need be. But if someone's not a fan of the strap and, you know, they don't like the length of it, they don't like the fact that it's Vachetta or whatever it is, or maybe they're just not feeling that strap at the moment, I am all for mixing and matching. One of my very good friends, me and Mr. Vuitton, she's also on YouTube. She has a Louis Vuitton Montaigne GM in the empreinte leather in black. It is a gorgeous bag. And she actually paired it with a jeweled Dior shoulder strap. It looks incredible. Another wonderful YouTuber, Hey June, she's another one of my very good friends. Make sure you guys check these ladies out. They are amazing. But she actually paired her Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis with, I don't even know what kind of strap it was. She put it on Instagram. It was like a canvas strap. It looked incredible. I absolutely loved it. So again, I feel that it adds personality, it adds character to the bag, and it, most importantly, I feel that it makes the person enjoy the bag that much more if they mix and match it, if that's what they're, you know, if that's the look that they're going for. So I am 100% all for it, and I love the idea of doing it, especially if you're able to enjoy that bag a lot more than before or with the straps that it came with. So yes, definitely love it. All right, next question from Camille VTO. Would you ever consider doing a spring shoe type video? I love seeing your Instagram pictures when you include footwear, but wondered if this is something that you would do. Great question, and thank you so much. Now, when it comes to doing like a shoe haul or a shoe try on type of video, I will be 100% honest with you guys. I would only end up doing it if it was a closed toe type of shoe, like espadrilles, sneakers, or boots or something like that. And even though I do wear a considerable amount of flip-flops and sandals because of where I live, I'm just not too crazy about how, you know, I'm not too big on feet in general. I do appreciate nice feet, and I take care of my feet. I get pedicures, I have polish and whatnot, but it's just, I don't know, it's not something that I feel comfortable with. And like, for example, my feet, I have long and skinny toes. I feel like I look like a spider monkey. And for me to put it out there, like I'll wear them out and I'll feel fine. But for me to put them on the internet, there's no way. There is no way, you know, and my second toe is bigger than my big toe, and like peep toe type of shoes. Oh, I murder those things. They look atrocious on me. But again, it's how I feel as far as my own feet when it comes to footwear. It might sound crazy, but I'd feel way too uncomfortable. But boots and anything else, definitely, I'm all game for doing a shoe haul if I ever do one with those types of shoes. But yeah, just to let you in on the craziness that that I feel about myself. But hopefully that was able to answer your question. Next question from Sarah Bonzel. What are your thoughts on the new Propriano? Oh, how I wish it came in monogram. The Propriano is from Louis Vuitton. It currently retails for $19.50 here in the States. Unfortunately, I do not have a picture, but I will make sure and put a link on the description box below for more eye candy if you are interested in seeing it. Now, like I said before, it retails for $19.50. It's only available in the Demi-Azur, and it's a beautiful toe. It has a very light pink interior. It has braided handles, braided features, and it also has this really long tassel. Now, even though I do appreciate this tote and how, you know, just the overall the look of it, I'd have to say that personally for me and my taste, I feel that when it comes to the braided straps, I feel that they might be uncomfortable over time because not only are they braided, but they are very small. They are very skinny in comparison to how big the tote is. So I feel that if you're going to be putting quite a few items in the tote, and if it ends up being heavy, I feel because of those same braided straps, it might end up digging into your shoulder versus having a tote or a handbag that has the flat straps. I feel that the flat straps are a lot more comfortable because even like the rolled handled, straps that some of the bags have, those end up, falling off of your shoulder and whatnot. But I think that I love everything about it. I'm just not too crazy about the braided straps for that reason, because I fear that it might end up being uncomfortable and it might end up digging into your shoulder. But it is a beautiful, beautiful tote. I just wish that it would have had the flat straps instead of the braided, but hopefully that was able to help. Next question from Evie Yan. I'd like to ask, did you change your display shelves or just repaint them? I love the new unit and your videos look brighter now. Thank you so much. And I have gotten a lot of questions and a lot of comments on my new setup. So thank you guys so much for that. And it is a new display shelf. We got rid of the old ones, and the shelving unit behind me was actually custom made by Robert. He came in, and I had been talking about getting new shelves for probably a year prior. I wanted more of a cohesive look, and because the other shelves were very dark, I wanted something brighter, so we went with white. But he came in here, he measured it all out as far as how the setup would look with shoes in between. He measured the height of some of my handbags to make sure that I had enough clearance. I mean, he was absolutely amazing, and he actually took care of the entire thing. So I'm extremely thankful to him for doing that. But I really like the new look too, and I'm still kind of working out the kinks as far as what I want to do. I brought out a few beauties because by doing that, it doesn't make me look as dark as I have in other videos, but it is very cloudy today, so I know that the lighting has changed quite a bit throughout the video as I've been noticing in the viewfinder. So yes, new shelving unit. Thank you so much. Okay, Sherry Simon, my VAT form from Louis Vuitton was from Global Blue. I've been home almost 3 weeks and it still doesn't show up in the Global Blue tracking. Is this normal? Great question. And the same thing happened to me. I think it was like 7 or 8 days after I had been home, maybe like a week after I was already home. I went onto the website to track it to see, if I can get the status on it. And when I put in the information, when I put in the account number, I remember it saying no account found. It's probably still in transit to its destination. Just like, very, very vague. And I was freaking out. I was thinking, great, I ended up losing all that VAT money. And it was actually when I did the VAT video, as far as the customs video that I did a few weeks ago, I went on to my email and I got a merchant credit to my American Express showing that the VAT had gone through. So I literally did it, I think it was like the day before, a few days prior, getting it to my credit card, and it had said that there was no record of it. So I ended up doing a little bit more information on it. And I found a forum. I don't even know how I got there, but I guess it happens to quite a few people. They input their information and it says that there's no record of it, there's nothing, and then it shows up a few days later. So since this question is a week old, hopefully it showed up within the week, but I do remember the young lady at the counter telling me that it can take anywhere from 5 to 8 weeks for it to show up, depending on how much they get. So maybe it's a matter of just waiting a little bit longer. I'm fingers crossed that everything's going to be okay, but I do remember they have, I think, a phone number and email that you can contact them, and it's great because you also have the tracking info or the account number that's associated with, so you can inquire further. But I think, it's just, the waiting game is horrible. I completely understand, because I was just like heartbroken when I saw that show up saying that there's nothing, there's no tracking on it, there's no information on it, but thankfully it did end up showing up onto my credit card. the day after, like I said, or a few days after I ended up checking. But fingers crossed that it's okay. And if not, I would definitely end up sending them an email or contact them to find out a little bit more information. But on that same forum, if I can find it, I will put it on the description box below. But I guess it does happen to a lot, primarily US citizens that have recently been overseas, that they don't end up finding any type of information on it. So just hang in there and hopefully everything will be okay. All right, next question from Sarah G. Currently, my collection consists of a couple black Chanel flaps and Louis Vuitton monogram and Damier Ebene bags. I'm looking for a crossbody bag, either the Gucci Soho Disco or the Yves Saint Laurent crossbody. Which would you pick? Also, I'm trying to broaden the colors in my collection, but I find it so hard to commit to a color like red or pink, etc. As I worry I might not always love it or it wouldn't match my outfits. How do you decide on the color of a bag? Great questions. Now, as far as the Gucci Soho Disco or the Yves Saint Laurent crossbody, both are fantastic handbags. The Gucci Soho Disco is very carefree. It's a little bit bigger and it has very soft leather. So it's a little bit, it's easier to fit more items, I feel, in the Gucci Soho Disco versus the Yves Saint Laurent crossbody. I believe that it's the wallet on chain. The leather is amazing for Yves Saint Laurent. It's very carefree, very durable, but it does tend to be a little stiff. So if you're trying to fit more items in there, then I would definitely go for the Gucci versus the Yves Saint Laurent. But if you want something incredibly carefree as far as the leather goes, then I would go for the Yves Saint Laurent. But again, both are wonderful bags. Now, when it comes to getting a colored bag, a lot of you know my struggle with this. I do have one colored bag, and that is my Chanel wallet on chain in the red caviar leather. And that's the only one that I have. I've had others before. I ended up selling them because even though I do like the color, I feel that I don't use them as often. You know, I feel that black or brown bags go with anything, or even the Damier Azur, because they're such neutral colors. But at the same time, I'd have to say that when it comes to colored handbags, you know, it has to be as far as me adding any type of colored handbag, I know, number one, it's not going to hold its resale value as well as a darker, as well as the black bag or a brown bag. And if I am to add a colored handbag into my collection, it's because I sincerely love it. I'm not going to think twice about the resale value. I'm not going to think twice about the brand that it is. I'm just going to go for it solely because I love it and solely because I want to enjoy that bag. So that's really the biggest recommendation that I can give when it comes to colored handbags. I know there are quite a few people that end up incorporating a lot of colored handbags into their collections. That's what they end up going for. They prefer the brighter colors. But myself, I just prefer to have the pops of color inside of my handbag because, again, it's very hard for me to commit to a color because I end up changing my mind all the time. But I feel that I never change my mind when it comes to a black handbag. So I would definitely say that if you do incorporate a colored handbag into your collection, I would get it solely for you. Get it because you love it. Get it because it's, I mean, even if it's in the moment, but just remember that they don't end up holding their resale value as much. The only time I feel that bags that are colored hold their resale value very well is when we're talking about Hermes, because the colors are so limited. You know, they're seasonal colors and they're extremely sought after. They're harder to find. But that's just my, you know, that's just my 2 cents. But if it makes your heart sing, if you love it, and if it's a matter of you enjoying that handbag, then absolutely go for it. Or maybe try out something smaller, like a wallet on chain from Chanel or an Yves Saint Laurent crossbody, you know, because I feel that when it comes to Gucci, when it comes to Yves Saint Laurent, when it comes to some of these other handbags, some of these other fashion houses, their price points are a lot more, they're a lot friendlier if you're kind of trying to navigate the waters when it comes into colored handbags. So hopefully that was able to help, and trust me, I know exactly what you mean. All right, next question from AO246. Have you seen the new PreFall Gucci campaign video and images? I adore this campaign. It's so vintage and joyful. It's definitely made me want to invest in one of their bags. How do you feel about the new bags from Gucci, and will you be investing any, and why? I did see the new campaign, I did see the new video, and I'd have to say that they're very, very vibrant colors, exciting embroidery. They added so many different details to it where it makes it very chic, it makes it very playful. But for me, and the way I feel as far as incorporating it into my handbag, I feel that it's a little too busy. It's a little too much out of my own comfort zone, but I do appreciate them. Again, I love the fact that they incorporated the beautiful leathers with the chain detail, the embroidery, and just everything ends up working out. So again, it's very, very joyful, very playful. I mean, it's an exciting collection. It's just unfortunately not for me. I love the chain detail really that they put. They have some of the bags, I forget the name of the bag, but I will put it on the description box below. It has this really chunky, what's it called, chain to it, and I feel that it ends up working. It just looks so fantastic, just unfortunately not for me and my taste. And the last question from Jen Salko. Considering all the quality issues with the new Louis Vuitton items and how much better quality the older and vintage Louis Vuitton items seem to be, is it possible for Louis Vuitton to transform a classic vintage Speedy into a Speedy bandolier? This is an awesome question. I answered this, I think, probably like 20 or 30 Minks Mondays ago, but I still do get this asked quite often, especially on Instagram. And I remember I inquired about it. I asked a couple sales associates, I called customer service, and they all pretty much said that no, that is not possible, because they end up cutting out the canvas for a Speedy, or cutting out the canvas if it's a canvas bag that we're talking about. They end up cutting out the silhouette, and they end up getting just the right amount of material for that bag or for that item. And for them to be able to add a bandolier strap to a classic Speedy, there's just no way that they'd be able to add that extra the extra fabric that is needed to make it into a bandolier, from what I remember. But how amazing would that be if you can transform a bag from the 80s, a classic Speedy from the 80s or from the early 90s, into a bandolier now? That would be wonderful. But unfortunately, that is not something that they can do. But maybe they'll end up, hopefully they end up, finding out a way to do that. But anyways, that does it for Minks Monday Q&A. I hope I was able to help with all of your guys' questions. We had some amazing topics. And again, I know that I covered a few topics from previous Minks Mondays, but because I get so many questions on it, I don't want to be too repetitive, but I also wanted to bring it to light, especially since we do have quite a few new family members into our community. But again, thank you guys so much for all of the wonderful questions, and I know a lot of you had been asking about an update as far as my health goes. I am doing a lot better than I was last week. I went to the doctor, and he pretty much said, still take it easy, which I am, and I know I'm impatient, but he said I'm healing better than he expected. I do have shooting pains on my side from time to time that makes it hard to breathe in, but that kind of he said that will go away, as it'll lessen as the days go by. But I'm excited that I'm able to laugh just a little bit more like myself. It doesn't hurt as much. And again, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for all of your prayers, all of your love, all of your support, and everything that you have done for me. You literally make me smile from ear to ear whenever I end up talking with you guys in the comments or on Instagram or whatever it is. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart for everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I make anywhere from 2 to 3 videos a week. Now for this week's lineup, I have a Is It Worth It video, and I also have a comparison video. The comparison video might end up being up on Thursday. I'm finding it to be a lot easier to upload on Thursdays than it was on Wednesdays. But regardless, you will end up getting 3 videos from me this week. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day, you guys.